We're live in Kingdom REI Academy group. Hope you guys are well. We're live in Kingdom REI Academy. Audio is working. We'll be starting in just a couple minutes. If you guys want to join the Zoom and connect with me directly, you can join the Zoom. The Zoom link is going to be posted in the title and in the comment section in the description. So you can join. So I'm gonna start posting the Zoom link. I'm gonna start posting the Zoom link. If you guys want to join, you can join. We're gonna get started today. Today is gonna be I know we got quite a few new people, so I wanted to do a updated training on how to get started and what to focus on every day, and just using some new technology and all that with the AI stuff. So we're gonna get started in about a minute. If you're just joining the group, you can see all the replays under feature. These are the recent replays. If you go to guides, it's going to take you to the older replays. So there's probably over 120 plus training videos on all the different topics on real estate investing, creative strategies on flipping cash flowing houses without cash, without credit. So check that out. You have access to that. I just want to make sure my there you go, my audio is on. Right. I want to make sure. So I had a student, they were doing a lot of marketing, and they were doing a lot of prop wire and skip tracing leads and all that. We did a couple of tweaks, and all of a sudden she has a overwhelming amount of leads coming in. So that's what I want for you. I want you to be overwhelmed with leads coming in, and you're able to make offers every day, right? So that's what we want. So we're gonna get started here. Hope you guys are blessed. Hope you guys are doing well. I pray for you guys every day for success. So just know that I'm praying for you to succeed. If you guys have questions, you guys have my email, you have my phone number available via email, text. You can call me if it's something where you need to set up a Zoom call where we can meet one-on-one. I'm available for that. So, I'm here to support you, serve you, handhold you, whatever you need, I'm available. Okay, so reach out. I had a member join, and she said, I signed up, I didn't get access to everything. And it was like 3 months later. And I'm like, okay, you never reached out, you never called me, you never emailed me. It's just crazy what some people do. It's like you have access and great opportunity, and you don't do anything with it. So just take action. Just know that we are closing deals every week using these systems and tools, and that you can do it too. If you are interested, you're already part of the group, but you're interested in building a team, you're interested in getting access, building a team under our program, you can send them to kingdomreacademy.com/free training. This is our updated 2023 program with the new technology, the new softwares and all that. If you haven't seen that yet, watch it. Because we're always updating the systems, updating tools. We're always trying to get better and better and better, and it's going to be constant. I'm always going to be changing, always trying to get better and grow. Like if something comes across the table that I can improve and help you guys as well, I'm going to add it, right? So I'm always constantly buying courses. I'm constantly in mentorship masterminds and groups. I'm constantly growing, constantly reading books and learning. So once I learn something that I can help you, I add it to the group. And then I'm always going to update my offer. I'm always going to update my mentorship and partnership program and update and add things. Okay. So if the last time you saw all the systems was last year, guess what? It's completely different now. So I'm here to serve you. We're here to help you. We're here to handhold you. So if you are ever stuck, just feel free to reach out. You don't have to stay stuck. Okay. Today's training is hey, you've been doing this business for a while and you're stuck and you don't know, what to do. We're just going to show you, how to get started, what you should be doing every day, how to find the right market, how to hit your goal, right? But I just want to convince you first of all, like, I think this is the best business in the world. I mean, I work a couple hours a day, sometimes 4 hours, sometimes 2 hours, sometimes I don't work at all, and I'm able to stay home. I'm able to go, work from wherever I want in the world. I can be on vacation and I'm working. I mean, I don't, you can stay. So the best business in the world should be something where you can stay home, right? So what I'm trying to do is convince you that this here, what we're training, is the best, right? So if you believe it's the best, then I believe you'll have more motivation to go all in and go in with passion and go in with energy, and just know that it works and know that this is the best business in my opinion. I tried tons of businesses, stock markets, MLM, all these different things, hundreds of different companies I tried, and but this is the best because you only need a few things. The barrier to entry is almost, mostly everyone has a cell phone already, and mostly everyone has a computer. All you need is a cell phone, computer. You can do this from home. It can be outsourced, so you don't have to do anything. So eventually everything can be outsourced where you don't have to do anything at all. You don't have to talk to sellers. You don't have to market the properties. You don't have to talk to buyers. You don't have to meet sellers at their home. Everything can be outsourced. So that's the beauty about this business, is that you can eventually remove yourself from it. And eventually, if you only want to work a couple hours a day, you can. If you want to work no hours a day, you can. If you want to work, 16 hours a day, you can. That's up to you as far as how much time you want to put in it. But everything can be outsourced. It's unlimited how much you can make. I think, revenue wise on like just Airbnb, not including wholesaling and listings and rent to owns and all that, it's like well over like it's close to 4 million in revenue since we started it. So it's unlimited to how much you can make. You can make as much as you want. It's just a matter of, hey, am I gonna make offers every day? Am I gonna hit my goal every day? And then once you're closing deals, hitting your goal, am I going to start hiring people so I can do more, right? And close more deals. It's unlimited how many deals you can close. You can close 1 deal a year, or you can close 100 deals a year. You can make only 10,000 a year, or you can make 100,000 a year, or you can make $100,000 a month, right? Last year when it was super hot, we were easily making 100,000 a month, almost every month until the interest rates climbed up, right? So last year, 100,000 months were common. This year, we're half of that. So we're probably at like revenue wise, we're probably at like 50,000 a month. But we're shifting, right? Like I'm trying to eventually shift all my business from Chicago and then move it to Orlando, where it's a hot market, right? So when things happen, when the market changes, you need to shift with it, right? Like right now, I hired a couple full-time VAs that are just pounding Orlando, Florida market, like the Orange County, Orlando area. So we're shifting, right? So that's the beauty about this business too, is that like, hey, you can target any country in the nation, not country, but any state in the nation, any city in the nation, nationwide, and within a week you can have employees hired and them on the phones making offers tomorrow, right? And you can be doing deals in that market. So this is the best business in the world, in my opinion. I don't know any business that you can make 10 grand a month fastest. I don't know any business that you can do all these, just stay at home. The barrier to entry is almost nothing. Computer and a cell phone, everything can be outsourced. It's unlimited how much you can make. It's unlimited to how many deals you can close. So just know that this is the best business. And if you're convinced of that, then maybe that will light some fire on some of you, right? So maybe there's some of you that are not convinced that maybe I should be dabbling over here or dabbling over there. The only way to be successful in any business is to focus and stop dabbling, right? So if you're dabbling here and there on other businesses, other things, guess what? You're going to make hobby money or dabbling money where you're not going to make hardly anything, right? So be convinced that this is the best business in the world. Focus on one business. Like, you shouldn't be jumping around from thing to thing to thing. You should be just focused, laser focused on one business, and that's it. Put the blinders on, right? That's the only way to get successful. And then once that business is successful, you're making money, you're hitting your revenue goals, you're hitting your amount. Then once it's successful, outsource everything, have it run on its own where you're not there anymore, and then go and dabble in another business. That's when you can go and try stocks or try a different business, right? But right now, you need to focus on this business. Know that it works. Know that you're going to be successful if you just follow the steps. Know that you're going to close deals and make money. Know that millions and millions of people around this country are closing deals, wholesaling, closing deals, rent to own, and doing Airbnbs. There's millions and millions of people around the country closing deals every day. And you should be one of them, right? You should be one of them. Why not, right? If you don't believe me, go on podcasts, download all these real estate podcasts, and there are people talking about how many deals are closing, right? If you don't believe me, go into the Facebook groups, like wholesaling Facebook. There's people posting checks every day. Go into Airbnb groups that are talking about there's tons of people have a ton of Airbnbs that they're closing every week or every day, right? So know that this business is the best. Focus on it. Put the blinders on. Stop jumping from thing to thing to thing and thinking that's going to work. The only way a business is successful is you focus on it. You give it your all. You give it your 100%. You give it all your attention. If you're going from thing to thing, you're going to fail. You're going to quit. You're going to give up because it's not going to make money, right? So write down your goals and vision for your future. Write down what's your goals, what's your vision. It's important. If you don't have a goal and a vision, you don't know where you're going. So write it down, right? Write down your goals, vision for your future. This is important. This is the foundation. If you don't have a vision or goal for your business, for your future, you're going to go nowhere, right? So the goal should be, I'm going to get into just break it down on daily goal and yearly goal, monthly goal. But you should have a goal for everything, like a goal for your business. Like, I want to make 120,000 a year or 10 grand a month. How am I going to do that? I got to close 2 wholesale deals a month, right? That's something I have to do every month. How am I going to get there? I have to start making 3-4 offers a day, every single day, 5 days a week, right? So when you have a vision and a goal, you don't just write it down, but you get specific. Okay, how are you going to do it? What are you going to do every day to get there, right? And just don't do this with your business, but do it also with your everything, with your time with God, prayer, spending time in prayer, spending time reading the Bible, your time with your wife, your children, spending time with them. You should do it for everything. With your health, like if I want to lose 20 pounds, I have to write it down. What's my plan? I'm gonna do intermittent fasting. I'm gonna do keto. I'm only gonna eat 1,500 calories a day. I'm gonna, lift weights 3 days a week, do cardio 3 days. Write it down, right? Write down your goals and your vision for your future. And build a business around your goals. Shut everything else off and focus. Again, stop jumping from thing to thing. Like once you have your vision, once you have your goals, it's time to shut everything off. Shut off the YouTube mentors, the gurus. Shut off the podcast. Shut off more learning. Shut off. Eventually, it's time to shut everything off. And just it's time to get on the phone and grind. It's time to get on the phone and talk to sellers and make offers, right? So if you're not making money in this business, the only reason you're not making money is because you're not on the phone talking to sellers and making offers every day. That's it. It's simple. If you're on the phone every single day making offers, especially if you're following our 5-offer system, you're making a cash offer, you're making a rent-to-own offer, you're making an Airbnb offer, you're making a straight option offer. If you're doing it every single day consistently, you're going to get deals. You're going to get a property under contract. You're going to get an Airbnb. You're going to get a rent-to-own. You're going to get a wholesale deal. And you're going to get straight option deals where we can turn around and list those now. We have a nationwide brokerage we work with called Broker Less. And basically, no matter across the country, we can list properties on the MLS, even if we're not licensed. We just get an option agreement, we send it to them, and they list it for us. So we can list properties anywhere. Write down everything you need to do in your business to close deals and ask yourself, how can I get someone else to do this for me? So I would say close 3, 4, 5 deals first, and then you're gonna figure out how you close those 3, 4, 5 deals, and hopefully you made $25,000, $30,000, $40,000 in profit. And then you're going to ask yourself, okay, how did I do these 4 or 5 deals? I'm going to write down every single step. How did I find the lead? How did I negotiate it? How did I get the deal under contract? How did I get pictures? How did you do everything step by step? And then you're going to ask yourself, how can I get someone else to do this for me? And that's when you're going to start outsourcing, right? So close 3, 4, 5 deals first before you start outsourcing everything, because you don't know what you're doing yet. I had a student come to me and say, hey, I hired a VA. I'm like, you haven't even closed a deal yet, and you don't even know how to make an offer and talk to sellers, negotiate, analyze. You don't even know how to get ARV and rehab call, and you hired a VA. Like that's nonsense, right? That's nonsense. You need to close some deals first, learn how to analyze deals, learn how to talk to sellers, learn how to build rapport, learn all that, and then build a team, and then start outsourcing, right? So the only thing that makes money is below. So if you're doing these 4 things every day, you're going to close deals and you're going to make money. One is marketing to sellers, calling sellers, marketing to sellers, texting leads, calling leads, leaving voicemails, sending emails to leads, any type of marketing to sellers is leads coming in. So that's number 1. You got to be doing that every day. Number 2 is talking to the sellers, right? Following the script, making offers to the seller, and then following up. So these 4 things is the only 4 things that make money in this business. If you're not doing these 4 things daily, all the time, if you're just learning, if you're brand new and just signed up, yeah, you should maybe learn, watch the first 4, 5, 6, 7 videos. And then once, you're never going to know everything. So the main thing is get to the point of not knowing anything to the point of I'm on the phone, talking to sellers and making offers, right? And with our CRM, it's simple. You just follow the script. Lead comes in, you follow the script. When you're going to make an offer, you follow another script. The CRM comes up with the 5 different offers for you. You just plug in the square footage, you plug in the condition, you get the 3 highest comps, you get the market rent, you plug that in the system, and then it comes up with the offers for you. And then you're making offers all of a sudden. And all of a sudden you have the 5 offers ready, and you have a script when you talk to the sellers and make offers. So we try to keep it as simple as possible, where it's easy. It's not hard, right? There's no fancy technology or crazy things that you need to learn. Tips for success: always call everyone back. Everyone that you're going to get mostly in this business, people that call you, they never leave a message. You should call those people back. Every day I make it a goal to call everyone back that has called me, and it doesn't matter they left a message or not. I've seen someone calling like 4 or 5 times and didn't even leave a message, right? I still call them back. Every lead, call them back. Every voicemail, every text, reply to them. Make appointments with sellers on the phone, or you can do via Zoom. You can do a lot of Zoom calls where you can walk through the property now, and sellers are good with that. But you make an appointment to make an offer. So if you're really good and you got a seller on the phone, and you're pretty good at getting comps and pretty good at analyzing deals pretty quick, just make the offer on the phone, right? Follow the script, get the comps, get the condition of the home, and then right on that phone call, make the offer. If you're not that advanced, you need some time, try to call, hey, when can I call you back? Is it okay if I call you back in 30 minutes or an hour? Maybe if it's late in the day, I'll call you tomorrow morning at what time works. Make sure you set an appointment with every seller. Every seller should get an appointment that you're going to make an offer on their property. And no matter what, send an offer to every lead. Every deal that we sell, every deal we get under contract, they wanted 50 grand more, 60 grand more, 100 grand more. We've done deals where the guy wanted like 200 grand more and we still got under contract. So you never know, right? So every lead that comes in, make an offer no matter what, right? No matter what, submit an offer to them, even though if it's going to be super low, right? Every deal that we've done, they wanted more money, especially the wholesale deals, and we were still able to do it because we actually made an offer. We made an offer. I would say when you make an offer, make it over the phone, right? The best thing is on the phone. If you can't get a hold of them, the next best thing is text or email, but the best thing is do it on the phone. If they reject the offer, then you move on to the next available offer. If rent to own, if it's in good shape, maybe you can do Airbnb or rent to own. Maybe that's the next, and if they reject those, maybe you move on to the straight option offer, right? You want to make sure you're following up with leads at least one time per month, and in the CRM, it does that automatically. So as soon as if the lead rejects all your offers in the CRM, you just change the status to follow up, and it's going to automatically follow up with them via email. And you should do also eventually a follow up via text as well. We have in the training, there's a link to where you do like a texting campaign as well, where you do text. So you do text and email, which is good, and it will follow up once a month automatically. So every lead that comes in, submit all the offers that you can, and your goal, for every lead is as fast as possible make an offer, right? If you never make an offer, you're never going to get a deal, right? So, and if they reject all your offers, which most of them will reject all your offers, that's when you put them in. That's when you send them an email with all the offers you made in writing, submit it to them, and then you put them in follow up, where you're going to follow up with them every month. And that's important because most of your deals are going to come from follow up. If you don't follow up, it's going to be hard closing deals every month. We've had deals that it took 3 years to follow up and we got the deal. But most of our deals come from, we made an offer 6 months ago. They came and finally said, okay, let's move forward, right? How much you need to quit your job? So you need to figure out like, hey, I'm making 50 grand a year. I need to make 50 grand. I need maybe, 30 grand in the bank in order for me to quit my job. So I need to close 6 deals. How long is that going to take? So I'm going to break that down. Just how long is that going to take you, right? And get a simple marketing plan. And we're going to go over a marketing plan as well. Something like contact 20 leads a day on Craigslist, Facebook, Zillow, for sale by owner, for rent. And then also you can contact maybe 30 leads a day on PropWire, tax delinquents, pre-foreclosures, probate. But we're going to go over a marketing plan at the end. Eventually, after you close deals, you can hire a VA to do all this for you, right? So just know that in the beginning, it's a grind. In the beginning, you're going to have to work hard. In the beginning, it's the hardest, right? Because you're on your own. It's just you. But eventually, once I've closed some deals, the future is I've closed some deals and now I hired a full-time VA. I'm paying them maybe $1,000 a month, or you can hire someone local, right? And then pay them, or maybe you're paying $2 grand a month and you're giving them bonuses if they close deals. And now they're doing all the offers for you. So that's your first hire. Second hire could be the same thing, where now you're instead of one person making 8 offers a day, now you're hiring 2 people. They're making 16 offers a day with your 2-man team, right? Must-dos to succeed: close 3 to 5 deals first, like I talked about. Then start automating your business by hiring or partnering. I automate by hiring or partnering. Right now we have 7 full-time employees in our business, and my goal is to grow that back up. Before, when I had so many Airbnbs, I think we had employed about close to 18 people full-time that were working for us. And it was you want to start automating as quickly as possible once you close some deals. If you don't automate, you're always going to be stuck, right? You don't hire. And then also partnering start what I did, you know, maybe start mentoring people for free, and then partner with them, splitting profits 50-50, right? And if you have any questions, you can put in the comments, or you can unmute yourself as well. Find out how much you want to make, and then find out how many hours of work that will take, and then find the people that can work those hours for you. So we're going to break that down as far as how many hours you need to work, and what do you need to do every day, every month, every week, every year to succeed, right? Use automation and systems. So eventually, you want to use all the automations and systems to do everything faster, make more offers, save time. We're using CRM websites. We're using Creative REI Reply now, or we're doing texting campaigns. We're using Batch Dialer to cold call leave voicemails. We're using we skip trace using Fiverr, our skip tracer, and we also have cold calling teams that's available using Fiverr. $25, I think they'll call like 200 numbers, so that's available as well. Use all the 5 different offers. Wholesaling is very difficult right now. We are still closing deals every week, but we're having to go back to the seller all the time and get a reduction. So we just closed a deal where we marketed it for like 300, and the highest offers were 260, right? So we had to go back to the seller and try to get like a 40 grand price reduction, right? So that's tough, right? And there's a lot of deals that we're not able to sell because there's no buyers in that area anymore. And that's what's happening in a lot of markets across the country is the prices are going down really fast because the buyers are not there. The retail buyers are not there to buy the properties. There are areas that are still hot, still doing well in the Chicago market. For example, we sold a deal in Portage Park in like 2 days or 24 hours. We sold there's deals in Mount Prospect that we sold in a day. We're trying to focus on like, hey, let's just stick to hot markets. If we're in a hot market, it's going to be easy to sell. But like last year, before the interest rates started going up, it's going to be the same thing if we're in a hot market, right? Start building your team as fast as possible. After you close, I would say 3 to 5 deals, start building your team as fast as possible. Don't wait. Like if you already closed 3 to 5 deals and you're still a one-man show, I think, right now you start building your team because you already closed 3 to 5 deals. The longer you wait, the more you're going to be running in circles, right? So don't wait. Do it as fast as possible. Hiring VAs or someone local, you got to know what your ROI is. So what is your return on investment? I'm paying this VA $1,000 a month, and I had them for 6 months and they haven't gotten one deal under contract. I made zero money. So my return on investment is I invested $6,000, I made zero. So what's the problem? We got to figure out, first of all, is the VA making offers every day? Are they hitting their goal of making, maybe their goal is 4 offers a day? Are they hitting their goal of making 4 offers a day? Yes or no? They are. Good. Okay, is the VA actually calling the seller and making the offer over the phone, or are they just emailing and texting? Okay, they're making the offer over the phone, or they're trying to, with every lead, some of them, they have to send an email and text because they're not answering. So that they're doing that. The next thing is, so they're hitting their goal. If they're hitting their goals, making the offers and actually talking to the seller, and they're actually not just making a wholesale offer, they're making all the 5 different offers, and they're actually submitting all the offers, then they're going to get a deal. I mean, there's no way you're going to go 3 months, 6 months and make offers every single day and not get a deal, right? But if the VA is not getting a deal and they're doing all these things, then we have to find out, like, train them on maybe listen to their phone calls on how they're talking to sellers. Maybe their English is really bad and no one understands them. So, I mean, you got to figure out what the problem is, right? So the foundation is they got to be making the offers. They got to be talking to sellers. They got to be making the offers over the phone. They got to be submitting the offers via email after they talk with them, right? And they got to be putting everyone in follow-up. And then you can start mentoring others, partnering, like how I started, like It was either 14 or maybe 14 years now or 13 years now ago. I started mentoring and partnering with people and splitting profits. I did it for free. And then that eventually led to, inventing, not coming up with systems and tools and automation that we partner with. But you can start doing that with this, with our program. Like if you want to, you can start doing it with our program. You can bring on 5, 6, 7 team members that you partner with, and you're the one mentoring them. So that's why you should have closed 3, 4, 5 deals. So you already know how to make money in this business. You're just going to say you can bring a team under you and get 4, 5, 6 people under you. And now you got 5, 6 people that you're partnering with, that you're mentoring, that are making offers with you and for you on your team, right? Foundation, it all starts here. So this is the foundation. First thing you need to do is market research. So instead of ListSource, I had training on ListSource, a lot easier now with AI, right? So bar.google. So I did training yesterday. If you guys saw it, great. If not, we'll kind of go over it here really quick. So bar.google, find the best market in your area. Let's say you're in Chicago, Illinois. Where are the most real estate transactions closed per zip code? Right. So where are most people buying real estate in Chicago? And it's going to give you the top zip codes in seconds. Right. This is awesome. The technology that we have today is just mind blowing. Right, like look at that. So 60606 is the top. That's downtown, of course. That's the loop. 60602. Next one, 60608 Lincoln Park, 60616. So these are the top zip codes where these are probably still super hot markets, in Chicago, right? And do it wherever you're at. Let's say I'm in DuPage County, Illinois. And you don't have to do it in your local market. You can go virtual, like go to Florida, go to Orlando, go to Tampa, go to Texas and Florida. Everyone's moving there, and every single city is hot in those two states. So it doesn't really matter what you hit over there, but you can do this in any county nationwide. And in seconds, I have the research on what I need, right? So once I know once I know the zip codes I'm targeting, 606, let's say I take 60606, and this is where you focus, right? You focus on this market and you dig deep and you go all in, and that's where you build your foundation. You got to start somewhere. You can't just be jumping around from Chicago to California to Florida to here or there. You got to start somewhere. If you're jumping around everywhere every month, you're never building a foundation. You're never branding yourself. No one really knows who you are. So start here. So this is your research on what to start. I'm going to answer that, Andre, in a second. So marketing plan, what you need to do every day. So basically, I've done this a bunch of times, and this is the foundation. This is like where it starts. If you don't do this, you're gonna fail. Like if you don't do what I'm gonna do right now, and you don't, you're gonna run around like it's a hobby. Okay. So let's say that to quit my job, I want to double. Let's say I make 60,000 a year. I want to make 120,000 a year, 10,000 a month, so that I can quit my job and be free, right? So 120,000 a year is my goal. And let's say, assume every deal you're going to make $5,000, whether it's a wholesale, maybe a rent to own assignment, maybe a sandwich rent to own, which will probably make a lot more money than this. Maybe it's an Airbnb where you're making $500 a month. So 5,000 a year equals one closed deal closed, right? If you're new, we're going to assume it takes 30 offers equals one deal under contract, right? And this could be lower. You get better as you learn more. You get better and better. It could go down 25 to 1, 20 to 1, 15 to 1, 10 to 1. The better you get, the more offers you make, the better you get at analyzing. The better you get negotiating. And when I started, I was really like 100 to 1, so I was pretty horrible. So could you be that horrible when you're starting? Yes, you could be that horrible where it's 100 to 1, but the average someone new, I would say 30 to 1. But don't be as bad. What I did was I just lowballed everyone and I didn't care about anybody. I just lowballed and that was it, right? And when I say offers, I mean direct to seller. I'm not talking about deals on the MLS or other wholesalers deals. You know, could you get deals like that? Yes, but you're gonna make like hundreds and hundreds of offers to get one deal. So what I'm talking about here is direct to homeowner. It's a for sale by owner. It's a homeowner that's trying to rent their house. It's a homeowner in tax delinquency. It's a homeowner in pre-foreclosure. You're talking directly to the homeowner. There's no middleman like a realtor. There's no middleman like another wholesaler. It's just you and the homeowner, right? So 30 offers direct to owner equals one deal. And then, so we just need to break this down, right? So we need to figure out what I need to do every single day. So if you find out what you need to do every day, then you know what you need to do. Then we're going to find out how many hours you need to commit to it every day. So 120,000 divided by 5,000. So that equals 24 deals closed per year, right? That's your goal. That's yearly to make that. And then if it's 20, if one deal is 30 offers, you got 720 offers yearly. This is the offer part, right? Offers yearly. So at the end of the year, so if you start today and a year from now you didn't make 720 offers, I can guarantee you probably are not going to make 120,000. So simple math. Like if you make 720 offers starting today, 12 months from now, you made 720, you should hopefully make 120,000 or more, right? And you're direct to seller offers only. You're not talking to middlemen. So, and then we have per month, if you divide that by 12 is 60 monthly. So this is what you need to do. Write this down. You know, your goal may not be 120,000. Your goal may be, you know, maybe it's lower, maybe 60,000. Maybe your goal is maybe you're already seasoned. You've done quite a few deals and you want to do, you know, 500,000, right? So whatever your goal is, you got to write it down and then reverse this and figure it out, right? And then just break it down to the month, break it down to the week. So weekly, we divide by 4, 15 weekly. And then if you're working 5 days a week on this, you're talking about divided by 5, 3. So it's 3 offers daily times 5 days a week. So that'll be your magic number. And then also another assumption we have to make here is it's going to take 1 hour equals 1 offer. And I just want to clarify that. So 1 hour of focused intensity of I'm just going to grind and just I'm gonna focus on just calling sellers, texting sellers. Maybe you got their emailing sellers and trying to get a seller on the phone to make an offer. So just focused intensity of 1 hour straight of I'm just going to focus on calling physicals, calling for rent, calling tax delinquents, calling pre-foreclosures, calling vacant homes, calling absentee owners, calling leads, right? It's just focus intensity, right? Like you got to think about it as going to the gym. You can go to the gym, right, and go 1 hour with focus intensity and get the best workout of your life. Or you can go to the gym and just half-ass it, right? Half-ass the whole workout, and then you barely do anything. You barely burn any calories, and you say, "Yeah, I went to the gym for an hour." So a lot of people, you know, take this and say, "Yeah, I did make an hour of calls," and then they just halved it, right? They kind of did it, right? No, you want to focus where I'm just focusing. I prefer focus and intensity, right? And this is going to separate you from other people, right? Like people will do this and then they'll just, you know, I made 30 calls in an hour. I didn't get nobody. And that was it, right? But no, you need to focus and just go all out. Like no matter what, I'm going to make an offer within this hour. I'm going to give it my all. And if an hour goes by and I didn't make my one offer, you know, let's say your goal is 1 offer a day, guess what? I'm going to put another hour in. I'm going to put another hour in, right? So to hit your goal of 120,000 a year, you need to do 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. So basically, not even a full part-time job. It's 1 hour less than a part-time job, 3 hours to make 120,000 a year. So I don't know any other employee company that you can start and you can work only 3 hours and make 120,000 a year. So, and then eventually, like I said, this 3 hours can be outsourced. You have one person you hire and he's doing it, they're doing the 3 hours, right? And not you, right? So eventually you can hire someone, outsource it, and then boom, you're now 2 of you are making 3 offers a day, 5 days a week. So if there's 2 of you, that means you're doubling your offers per day. Then guess what? This should double, right? 200 instead of 120, you're making 240,000. So this is something you need to write down. This is something everyone needs to do. If you don't do this, if you don't know how many hours you need to work a day, you don't know how many offers you need to make a week, a month, a year, then you're going nowhere, right? You're just going to treat this like a hobby, right? And then the next thing is you need to commit to a schedule. So now I know I need to work 15 hours a week on this job. Treat it like a job. If you don't show up, you're going to get fired, right? So you got to treat it like a job. You got to get a schedule. You got to commit to it. And you got to commit to it no matter what, right? So write it down. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, write it down. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then write down the times you're going to work. When I worked a full-time job, I would take 1 hour before work early in the morning and gather all my leads together, right? And then I would take a 1 hour, I would be over here like at 7 a.m. and then over here at 12 p.m. Instead of taking a lunch break, I'll eat. But at the same time, I'm taking this 1 hour to call the sellers that I gathered in the morning for 1 hour. Right. And then after work at like 6 p.m., I'm putting in another hour. So that would be 3. So that's kind of like what I did when how I was able to quit my job. I was working a full-time job, making like 60 grand a year. And, about 14 when I think I was like 25 or 24 years old. And that's how I was able to quit my job, is doing this type of schedule here. That's the way I got out of it. I committed to the schedule and I did it no matter what. I was doing probably 3-4 hours a day of just committed offers to sellers, right? And maybe this is your schedule Monday through Friday. That's your 15 hours a week, right? Let's say you're someone that you can't do that. You want to be a weekend warrior. And the only time the only time you have available is the weekend because you're so busy, right? So let's put 7.5 hours here. And then, hey, I don't recommend working on Sunday, but if that's the only time available, 7.5 hours on Sunday. You got to put in your time, right? You have a day of rest. Maybe your day of rest is Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, right? But figure out where you can commit to this. Where can you actually just focus on making offers, talking to sellers? You got to tell everybody in your house, your wife, your kids, whoever you live with, hey, don't bother me from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's my work time. I have a new job. Don't bother me. Don't open my door, close my door. Don't talk to me, right? I'm trying to focus on this business, right? And then we have a accountability partner. So get an accountability partner. Maybe you can find one in the Facebook group. Maybe post, hey, who wants to be my accountability partner? Someone that's going to hold you accountable to your schedule. Someone that you meet with every at least once a week. And then you go and then you figure out, hey, what's going on in your business? Are you hitting your goals? And you keep each other accountable to hit your goals, right? So Brenda, yeah, you said you work full time. You can only do the weekend. So be a weekend warrior. Yeah, 7.5 hours on Saturday, 7.5 hours on Sunday. Turn off, all the things that waste your time that are not benefiting you, right? You got to think about like, who am I making rich every day? Before I started my own business, I was making everyone else rich. I would, after work, you go to work and you're making your boss rich, and then you come home and then you're watching your favorite TV show, making all the celebrities rich because you're watching the TV show, and then you're watching your favorite basketball game or sports game, and now you're making all the athletes rich. It's like, what about you, right? You got to shut that off. They they don't care if you watch them or not, right? They're not you're not getting nothing out of that, watching garbage, right? Turn off Instagram, Facebook, scrolling videos, all that stuff is such a time waster. And then get an accountability partner, get someone that is going to hold you accountable. It's going to call, you're going to meet once a week and you're going to say, hey, are you making your offers? What'd you do this week? How can I help you? And you guys hold each other accountable, right? And then do that every single week, once a week. And like knowing that, hey, Friday at 7 p.m., I'm meeting my accountability partner and I got to be accountable and tell him what I did this week, right? Am I going to be able to make another excuse this week that I didn't make offers? Right. So having that accountability partner, and you can do that too, where if you want to, post in the Facebook group on what you did this week, how many offers you made, and do that once a week. But find someone, maybe it's your wife, maybe it's someone that lives with you, maybe maybe you need to find someone in the Facebook group, or find somebody that you can trust to hold you accountable. I think it is important. Focus on one market. We did the market research, so we're going to focus on one area, one market, and then we're going to go all in and build our foundation there. That's where you start. So if you're brand new, do the market research like I did on bar.google.com. It's free. Just go on there, sign up, do the market research for your area, and then just go all in on that one market, right? And just focus, right? Focus for sale by owner, every for rent, on Zillow, on Craigslist, on Facebook Marketplace, on all the Facebook groups. This is the beginning, right? Like every single lead in your market, in your area, anytime there's a new for sale by owner in this zip code, they should have gotten a call from you, okay? And every single new lead that comes up every week should have got a call from you and an offer from you. And this is how you brand yourself. This is how you become well-known in your area. This is how you become the go-to in your market, the go-to in your area, is that every for sale by owner, every for rent, every investor knows who you are in that area, right? So the free leads, Zillow, Craigslist, Facebook Market, Facebook, we still close deals every month from these free leads. So why wouldn't you contact them, right? And that should be the foundation of every new person that's never done a deal. Is I believe every new person never done a deal should go through all the for sale by owners for rent sections on these websites, Zillow, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, and make at least 50 offers to free leads on these sites, right? And by doing that, you're going to learn how to negotiate, you're going to learn how to make offers, you're going to learn how to analyze deals, how to get ARV, and you haven't spent any money and wasted any time, because these are free leads, right? This is where you're getting all your training. It's like the dojo, you're a ninja and you're getting your training. This is the best place to start. And these people are already raising their hands saying, I want to sell my house. These people are already raising their hands saying, I want to rent my house for only $2,000 a month. And, would they be open to rent to own? Possibly. All you got to do is get them to agree. Hey, if we agree on a price, we'd be willing to sell it, in the next couple of years, right? And then all of a sudden they say yes. Now they're agreed to do rent to own, right? So focus on one market and max out that market. Every single for sale by owner better get a call from you. Every single for rent on Zillow better get a call from you. Every single Craigslist lead, for sale by owner for rent, Facebook Marketplace for sale by owner for rent. And I know a lot of for rent, they are going to be realtors and property managers, but there's going to be a lot of owners as well that are posting for rent. So it is best to make sure, see if they are direct to owner. And you can really tell by if they posted the deal, you see like a realty company on the bottom or a property management company. Usually if there's like no name or no company name, it's going to be like an actual homeowner that is trying to rent their house. Right. So and then once you maxed out the free leads, go to propwire.com. You go on there and get all the distress lists. You're going to start working the probate. You're going to start working the pre-foreclosures. You're going to work the tax delinquents. You're going to work the vacant houses. I would say those 4 are distress. You have vacant homes, you have pre-foreclosure, you have tax delinquent, you have probate. Those are probably the top 4 distress, right? So after you max out all the for sale by owners, Zillow, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, for rent section as well, in your zip code, in your area that you're targeting, And you can pick, you're gonna start with one zip code, and of course you can, once you max out that zip code, you're gonna move on to the second zip code. But then the second thing after you max out all those free leads is go to PropWire and max out the distress leads. What I mean by max out is every single lead that you find in your zip code in your area that you chosen to build your business on, every single tax delinquent, pre-foreclosure, vacant homes, and probate, get it. You call them, you text them, you email them, you see if they're interested in selling. Every lead that comes back and says yes, you make an offer to them, right? And then the next level after that is the non-distressed leads. So Andre, you say absentee owners are non-distressed. There's no distress there. So absentee owner, people that are just live in another state or live in a different area and they own the property. So there's no distress there. So then the next list at the bottom is going to be non-distressed lists, like absentee owner, like free and clear properties, like high equity properties. So PropWire will have all these leads for you. So just focus on, like, the first thing should be the for sale by owners and for rent. If you're not maxing that out every single week, you need to do that. It's these are people that already want to sell. So it's stupid not to contact these people, right? And then the second thing is, once you max that out, go to the distress list on PropWire. And the third thing, the last thing, is the non-distress list, absentee owner. And we can go there now and see the non-distressed leads. And there's tons of them. There's probably millions of them in these zip codes. So absentee owner, non-distressed. Adjustable loans, that's really not distressed. I wouldn't even target those. Auctions, bank REO, these are foreclosed homes, so they're probably going to hit the MLS, so I wouldn't target those. Empty nesters is a non-distressed list. Free and clear, non-distressed. High equities, non-distressed. Low equities, non-distressed. I would avoid MLS. I don't want MLS. Out-of-state owner is a non-distress. So distress is pre-foreclosure, probate, vacant homes. I would say tired landlords is non-distress. Vacant lots, I would say, are distressed. I mean, no, I would say non-distressed because there's nobody, it's every lot is vacant. So it's just land. This should just say land. And then tax delinquents right here in advanced filters. So you just put the tax delinquent, maybe you want to go, 5 years back, tax delinquent. You just hit save and close. Then you'll have all your tax delinquent. But that's, you see 4,210 tax delinquents in my county. So, doing this, kind of this, doing it with this hierarchy, for sale by owner, distress, and then non-distress. And then once you've contacted every single lead you can possibly contact in the zip code that you have chosen. That's when you move on to the next market. Right? So don't move to the next market or the next zip code until this one has been maxed out, right? And then move on to the second zip code that you chose, right? That you've did your market research and found that is the hottest area, right? The worst thing is that you pick the market and no one's buying there. You get the deal under contract and you can't sell it because no one's buying there anymore. So that's the worst thing to do. So make sure you do the market research first and make sure that people are buying in your area, right? Then eventually test other marketing channels. Direct mail is great, meaning that, you get the list from PropWire and then you send them like a postcard that, we buy houses, we're interested in your house, or you send them a yellow letter. Bandit signs are great. You pay someone to put up bandit signs around your zip code that you've chosen, around high traffic areas. Pay-per-click like Google, Bing, Yahoo, pay-per-click where you pay for people that, if people search "we buy house," sell my house fast for cash in Chicago, your ad will pop up. Doing Facebook ads to that zip code. So Facebook, you can actually pick the zip code and put everyone living in the zip code, and then send an ad to everyone living in that zip code, and it'll be your ad that you buy houses. So test other marketing channels. What's what's cool too is the I talked about it yesterday. You can use Bard for your marketing, right? So create a Facebook ad, for Chicago, Illinois owners. To I want to make a cash offer on their home. We are investors. So I'm trying to get the AI to create a Facebook ad for me, and in seconds I have it created for me, and I can just use this. Of course, I read the whole thing, but here you can see the headline, the body, call to action. It even tells you where to put the photo, what kind of photo, and it tells you the target audience, who you're targeting. So boom, that's pretty cool. And you can use that for pay-per-click ads, bandit signs. So you want to use we like yellow letter HQ for direct mail. If you're going to eventually use direct mail, I don't recommend it until you close deals. So when I first started, I spent like I don't know how much, I forgot, maybe 10 grand or so on direct mail. And I didn't even know how to like analyze deals or talk to sellers or anything. So I wasted all my money, right? So this is something you pay for when you already know what you're doing. So you don't waste $10,000 like me, right? And here you can see, all you gotta do is send them the list. So you get the list from PropWire. You shop, what kind of postcard or yellow letter you want. So it's very simple. You just find out, what kind of postcard, yellow letter you want. You select it, you select the amount, and then you pay for it, and then you send them the list that you got from PropWire, and they just send it, and that's it. It's done, right? Bandit signs we get from dirtcheapsigns.com. You can get ones that are already written on. You can get blank ones, and you can write on them yourself. Either one. And so your goal is what is return on investment? What is the ROI? Again, don't pay for any of this stuff until you close some deals first. And your goal is what is return on investment? So if I'm paying $1,000 a month for direct mail, what's my return on investment? I test this channel out for 3 months, for 6 months, and I end up making 20 grand, right? So I spend $6,000, I make 20 grand. Is that a good return on investment? Of course, that's fantastic, right? But if I do a campaign for 6 months, and my return on investment, I invest $6,000 and I make only $2,000, I'm -4. So I might drop that marketing channel. I might drop direct mail or whatever that channel was, right? So eventually test other marketing channels, eventually hire employees to do everything for you. But eventually just know that in the beginning it's a grind, and at the end the future for you is I can hire someone to do all this for me and I don't have to do it anymore. And guess what? You're in this program, you're seeing this already. So all these training videos that we have, guess what? When you hire somebody, you can send them my video. Say, hey, watch this and do this, right? And you don't have to train them. You can have my videos train them for you, right? So you don't have to go through the training yourself, right? But you should know what you're doing, right? Because you're hiring an employee, you're hiring somebody else, so you should know what you're doing. So if you have any questions, reach out to me via phone, text, call. Any questions at all, let me know. But everybody has the time. It's just what's important to you, right? I can guarantee you, anyone I can talk with you guys, I can sit down and find time to do this. It's just what's important to you, right? Is this really important to you to get your freedom, right? If you are working a 9 to 5, and you definitely want out of that, you want freedom to be able to like, for example, not too long ago, my wife was in the hospital for like 5 days straight, and I was with her all 5 days, and I was able to, work in the hospital, 30 minutes, an hour or so here and there. And that was because the freedom I have of real estate investing and what I'm showing you. And that's exactly what I showed you today is exactly how I got out of my job and was able to now have the freedom to work from anywhere I want, to be able to travel and do what I want when I want, because of this business. So, okay, we're gonna get into quick Bible teaching. The 101% principle, 1 Corinthians 1:10. It says, now I plead with you, brethren, by the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, that you all speak the same thing, that there be no divisions among you, but that you be perfectly joined together in the same mind and in same judgment. So God, Apostle Paul is writing the book of Corinthians to a newer church that he's telling them, hey, I don't want division. I want you guys to be united together, right? Read the word together and come to agreement, on what it says. So all of these like denominations and, this new denomination and this new denomination that branched off of Christianity, that is not of God. That's causing division, right? So a new denomination created because a prophet came and he got a word from God that is not in the Bible at all. All of a sudden, there's a new denomination that everyone's following. That's actually not from God. It's a division. It's causing division, right? God, Apostle Paul here says he wants us united in one mind, same judgment. I don't want division. God hates division. God hates it when someone comes in and tries to divide his bride, divide his church. He hates that, right? He wants us together. And that's what, that's why I do these trainings. That's why I even do this is we're supposed to take our blessings, take our talents, our skills, and give it to our brothers and sisters and build each other up together, right? That's what we're supposed to be doing. And we're not supposed to be divided. And divisions are so childish sometimes. Like they all of a sudden, they start a new denomination because they believe something so secondary, like, oh, I believe in you should instead of like women preaching, for example, it's a secondary issue. The main issue is, are we following Jesus? Are we pointing people to Jesus, right? The church at Corinth provided Paul with one of his greatest challenges. In this letter, he was forced to confront several problems, and his letter could have become more long and a verbal spanking. Instead, Paul saw this church's potential despite its problems. He practiced the 101% principle, finding the 1% you can affirm and getting to 100% of your attention. So when you're trying to confront someone with a problem, with an issue, the best thing to do is to affirm what's good. Like, hey, like if you're approaching somebody, you confirm what's good. Like, hey, you're doing a great job here. I thank you for all your hard work. Be specific on what you're affirming and what you're encouraging, but then give your attention to the problem, right? Hey, what's going on here, right? But Paul knew he must confront the issues he began. His letters started with words of appreciation. That's what he began with. So before confrontation, we need to appreciate. We need to be grateful. We need to affirm. Leadership rule number 1 is this: affirmation comes before a confrontation. So before you want to bring up a problem, encourage the other person, and don't all of a sudden attack them, right? Although Corinth had some problem people, Paul still saw the good in them. They were enriched by God. They had fellowship with God. They can make positive and right decisions. Good leaders look for good in people and affirm it. Only then do they address the problem. So always look for the good in people, right? And then affirm it first and then go after the problem, right? So if you have employees, every time I address an issue with one of my employees, I say, I appreciate you. I'm grateful for you working here. I'm grateful for God blessing me to have you here. And I appreciate all the hard work you're putting in, but we need to figure out what's going on here. Why aren't you hitting your offered goal every day? I'm paying, you're working 4 hours a day. Your goal is to make 4 offers a day. We got to figure out, like, why aren't you hitting your goals and how can I help you hit your goal, right? So what good do you recognize and affirm in others before confrontation? So, and do this personally, like with your family, with your friends, or anyone that you're about to try to confront with a problem. Affirm what's good and then confront the problem first, right? And that's today's teaching, the wisdom from the Bible. And we just want to thank God for all his blessings. So if you guys have any questions, just reach out to me. But we want to thank God for all his blessings, just giving us, all this crazy technology that we have today, that we're able to do our business better. All this knowledge and wisdom that we have from the Word of God that teaches us how to act and how to treat others. We just thank you, Father, that for all your blessings. Thank you for giving us your Word, your Bible, that we can read every day, learn every day, study every day. And let us not just be readers of the Word, but let us be doers of the Word. In Jesus' name. And I pray for everyone's business, that maybe today's the day you build that foundation in your business. You start making offers every day. You find the right market to target. You start committing to a schedule. You get an accountability partner. Now you know how many hours you need to work every day. So today's the day you start going all in with focused intensity and going all out. Because this business is the best business, in my opinion, that I'm aware of. So focus, go all in, don't give up. You can make 10 grand a month, 20 grand a month in this business pretty quickly. It's just, are you going to commit to that schedule? Are you going to commit to that time frame where you're going to be making offers every day? You have to do that. No one can do it for you. You have to decide and make a choice to do that. So God bless. I encourage you, and I know you can do this. You can do this. You've probably been through a lot already. So this is something that you can do, and you just ask God to give you the strength, give you the wisdom, give you the boldness to do this and move forward. So God bless. We'll see you guys next week.